Sea of Galilee, Matthew chapter 4, verses 18 to 22. As he was walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and his brother Andrew. Casting a net into the sea, they were fishermen. Casting a net into the sea, they were fishermen. He said to them, "Come after me, and I will make you fishers of men." At once they left their nets and followed him. He walked along from there and saw two other brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets. He called them, and immediately they left their boat and their father and followed him.
Right, the Sea of Galilee. So now, I know that these pictures are kind of like a plethora of different locations because the Sea of Galilee is a lot of things going on.
Right.
Right. Jesus spent probably 70-80% of his time around the Sea of Galilee, so there's a lot to talk about.
And we spent, I think, 2 nights there.
Yeah.
Which was great, and to see
the
different sites. This is the site of Jesus reconciling with Peter and having that breakfast ready for them on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, and Peter jumping into the water and swimming over, right? And again, just a powerful sight when you think what happened there with Jesus 3 times asking him, "Do you love me?" And Jesus, of course, Peter denying him 3 times. And I always believe that, Peter, I don't know if he shared that with the other apostles or disciples, that he denied him 3 times, but he knew it and Jesus knew it. And to have that around that charcoal fire, which was the charcoal fire that he denied him at, charcoal fire where he reconciled with Jesus, and just a great reminder of what the sacrament of confession can do for us.
Sure. Yeah. That mark
statue is great.
Yeah.
To be there, and again, not a big area. That church is there, but that church is not very big, and so it's not a huge area. But you can see the shore where you can just picture where he had the fire going.
And so so that was the church of the primacy of Peter. That's where that was, and then this is right outside of it.
Right outside, yeah.
And then you can imagine you're just looking out into the Sea of Galilee.
Correct.
And that's where the boats that you were in.
Yeah. There are benches around this
where you could
where we just sat down. And again, we usually would start a session where the guide would fill us in on all the details with a reading, and then he would give us some background, and he was excellent in doing that. And then after that, usually the cadence was then you'd give us some time to walk around and pray, and being able to do that. I know one thing that he told us, which I never thought of, and the Sea of Galilee is basically the size of Lake Winnebago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not that huge.
That's pretty big.
It is, and it's deep.
Yeah,
it's deep.
Yeah, over 100 feet
Yes.
deep, right?
And in the Bible where it said, so Jesus went to the other side, the guide pointed out that whenever you hear that, he went to the other side, and he pointed out one side of the lake was for the Jewish people, and the other side for the Gentiles. Yeah. So when he went to the other side, usually that meant he was going to the side of the Gentiles. And he worked in the evil one, being more on that side. Yeah. And when the boat would be crossing with the waves, that was all part of that process. But I never thought of the other side. Why would they call it the other side? Well, this is our side and that's the other side.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
I didn't realize that the sites were that close.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's just literally right through the gate.
Yeah.
And you can see some of the benches where people are sitting.
Sure.
Sitting down.
Yeah, and isn't the Sermon on the Mount isn't that far away from this as well, isn't it?
Correct. And we went to that place where that was given.
Yeah.
And there's actually a church there called the Church of the Beatitudes.
Right.
And you drive up and then you walk up kind of a steep
climb
pathway, if you will, to the top where the church is, and you look out, on the mountain. Mm-hmm. Beautiful view.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the Church of the Beatitudes, you go in and it's a round church with all the Beatitudes there, and time to pray in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Sea of Galilee, we had a chance to go on a ship and go out early in the morning on the Sea of Galilee.
What was that like?
That was great. I mean, we prayed on the ship, and I asked one of the workers on the ship, "Is this pretty much the size?" And not so much, but it was good for the tourists. I think we went out for maybe about 45 minutes. But when you went out, it was a very calm day, right around, right early in the morning, so you could really could see the terrain around the
it.
lake.
A lot
You
of
could
high
see
areas.
the other side.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's what we're talking about, the other side.
Yep.
And you could just picture them fishing, because it was a replica of a fishing boat. It was much larger, but that's how they would go out and throw their nets out. And, yep. And you wouldn't have to go very far because of the depth of the water.
Sure. Yeah. And Jesus walking on the water and Peter jumping out of that boat to,
Right.
to go.
Being able to walk towards him,
To him,
you could just picture that. And then I know we have a picture of what the actual boat, what an actual fishing boat was like. There it is.
Yeah.
And they have a museum, and we also had time to go swimming
Yeah.
in the Sea of Galilee,
Okay.
if we wanted to, because like I said, we were there 2 nights. But this is a replica of what they perceive to be the actual size of those fishing boats. So
Sure.
not very big at all.
Yeah. And obviously that's just kind of like the shell of it.
Yeah.
And
And this is in the center of the museum there that they have.
it's cool.
There's a great shot of it.
Yeah. It's amazing they can excavate that and keep it in kind of that where you can actually see that it was a boat.
Right. You picture what, 2, 3?
That's amazing.
Or I was just thinking 2 or 3 people in there.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing the nets over the side and then haul the fish in. And
Sure.
where are you going to put the fish? And of course that miracle with all the fish that
Come
came
in
in.
and
They had to
the
bring
nets
over
were
extra
breaking
boats,
and
right?
they're ready to sink the boat.
Yeah, I could see where that could happen.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And the other thing I remember too, the Sea of Galilee was pretty clear.
Oh,
I mean, you could
Yeah.
look into it and see.
was there a lot of vegetation growing in the Sea of Galilee, or is it
No.
just? But is it still a lot of fish in it? People fishing?
We didn't see anybody fishing in there,
yeah.
but I would imagine.
It's still going.
Yeah,
It's still
they
fishing.
keep it really, really in good condition,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
cool.
great.
Yeah, that is.
And again, it's the resort that we stayed at was rather large, and just groups of people coming bus after
Yeah.
bus after bus
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do that.
Mhm.
I would not want to do this on my own.
Yeah.
You'd be your own tour guide.
Sure.
I think you would miss so much.
Yeah. Unless you had been there a lot of times, and then you can kind of go back and say, I can just at my
Right.
own pace do whatever I want to do.
And I've actually thought about, if I do go back again, to maybe get into a smaller tour group,
Okay.
and then just make
Yeah.
sure that we have time
To
to really
absorb
soak in.
and yeah.
Because we left early September, 1st or 2nd of September,
Yep.
and then got back on the 13th. So you fly over, you fly back, and then the rest of the time is pretty much go, 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 go.
Yeah.